Welcome to Brain Wreck. I'm Jason X.
I'm Kevin Graham.
And holy fuck, it's a Sunday night. What the fuck are we doing here?
Getting high on sugar, man.
What are you doing?
Getting ready for Halloween.
Oh, it's like Fortnite. You're just eating nerds.
That was a good one. I gotta use that.
Ah.
I like that. I'm just eating those motherfuckers.
Thank you. This is the best show on the internet. This is Brain Wreck Live.
One more right in the back of my throat.
Brain
Wreck. Oh yeah. Hey, go ahead. Finish your intro.
I was gonna say we're doing a special thing this evening. Because folks, we're busy.
We haven't been here for a while.
We haven't been here for a while. Like we didn't do it last week.
And
then like the week before was kind of rushed. And then, well, I kind of felt that way.
Yeah, it was a little bit rushed. And then we're not going to be here this week. Well, I'm not going to be here this week.
You're not going to be here. There will probably be a board game date night.
Sure.
This week on this channel.
I'll look forward to it.
So stay tuned. But man, we both just had ourselves some vacation time.
Yeah.
And I need to talk about it before I forget about it.
A little rest and relaxation, and everything went off without a hitch. We all had such a great time. It was perfect. Nothing went wrong. Except for the whole
reason. As they say,
except for the whole reason why we
nothing
went.
can stop us now.
Nothing.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, nothing could stop us because we weren't going to be stopped.
I mean, I guess that's to be fair, as one wise fucker once said, the moment you give up is the moment you fail.
I thought it was the moment you fail is the moment you give up.
Well, it's kind of the same thing.
Well, no, because you have to give up before you can fail. Because if you fail, then because failure, if failure happens before you give up, our son puked to that song in the van.
Yeah, we're gonna get to that in a minute. I
have so many questions. But how are you doing, sir? It's been a minute.
I just got back into the country.
Yeah.
I was out of the country for an entire week.
Yep.
Had no idea what was happening. Was completely cut off from the outside world.
Good.
But I'm back, and I'm here to talk about the Disney cruise.
Yeah.
That I just went on. But you are back as well, sir.
I am also. I'm dropping nerds everywhere. I am back. Also about to leave again too. So
also playing Fortnite
because we Christy and I just went to Viva Las Vegas.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Get hit.
Did we what?
Get hitched?
I mean, no. We had a ride the whole time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Uber.
Let me fucking tell you a thing or two about Lyft. Those motherfuckers, I got a bone to pick. Okay. Motherfuckers charging extra after you've booked the ride. Go fuck yourselves.
Listen, I've learned living here I live between two major cities. Can you put the fucking candy down for 2 fucking seconds? Jesus Christ.
Listen, somebody's got to eat this goddamn candy. We bought 2 bags.
Wait till tomorrow, fella.
We're not going to be here tomorrow.
Just put a bowl out. Okay?
No, because that brings ants and unwanted animals.
You just put a bowl out with a little sign that says "kind bud," and then it'll be gone before you know it.
Oh, I know that.
So, wait, what the fuck was those? Oh, so yes, I was gonna say living between 2 major cities.
Yeah.
We've discovered there's a distinct difference between the Uber and the Lyft.
Oh yeah.
There's a quality difference between the two. Uber, you get to your destination no problem. Lyft, you get pulled over because the guy blew 5 stop signs before getting to where you need to go.
The Uber we took coming from the airport home, the guy, we get in the car, and the guy goes like, yeah, this is my first week back driving because my license was suspended. and both Christy and I were like, we didn't ask. You know?
Ask no one.
and then he proceeds to tell us the whole story, to which again, we did not ask.
Sure.
And it's like
dinner and a show.
Oh, okay. You know, so you were doing 100 and a 65 and you got your license suspended and all this other stuff, and okay, just
and Uber let you back.
Well, no, this was Lyft.
Oh, Lyft.
And
okay.
This was also the same ride that I booked for $22 that came out to be $50 in the end.
Wow. Yep. Hidden fees, huh?
Hidden fees. Look at that. Surge pricing.
Always go with Uber.
At this point, I think I might be switching.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed.
But hey,
so,
yeah,
do you want to kick it off?
I could.
Do you want, or would you like me to?
We didn't really discuss a format here.
No, I mean, we're here. It's Sunday.
I mean, technically,
we're not
doing
a show
first,
this week,
so I feel like I can go first.
Yeah,
but we went to Las Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful, Viva, Las Vegas.
Here, Elvis is there.
We did see Elvis actually rolling down the street in a rascal scooter.
Wait, was it Bubba Hotep?
It could have been, actually. I should have asked.
Okay.
I was kind of like just ignoring him mostly, but
okay.
But yeah, no. We had booked a trip to Vegas. God, I want to say a little less than a year ago. Maybe early
I think
this
it was
year.
Within this year.
I forget when the event was originally announced, but we booked the trip for the When We Were Young festival.
Oh.
Which, if you don't know what the When We Were Young festival is, or will be, it was originally booked as a one-day musical festival featuring a plethora of bands that happen to all be very popular within the early to late 2000 time frame. All within the emo music genre. Now, growing up, I was really not an emo music fan. However, Christy has done a very good job at guiding me through the music genre, and I will say...
And your emotions?
Yes, actually. And I will say, you know what? I understand it now, and I do appreciate it. So, like, realistically, like when the event was first announced, I was just like, it sounds fun. Not really something I would go to. But, she had expressed a lot of interest, and one of her friends who actually came along with us also expressed interest. So I was like, yeah, let's go. Like, I'm totally down to go for an event. Like, I'm always up for travel, going to experience new things. We were able to get tickets for the Saturday show. And then eventually what ended up happening was, because it sold out so quickly, they ended up adding a Sunday show and then a show the following Saturday. So what was originally booked as like a day-long event, it ended up getting like 2 extra days. But like the one thing to keep in mind is like it technically wasn't like a 3-day event. It was a 1-day event that took place 3 times.
Right. So you weren't going to get different sets if you went to multiple shows.
Really, I mean, maybe like a couple of different bands here and there, just depending on like what the touring schedules were. But for the most part, the core concert experience, the core festival experience was going to be the same across all 3 days. Unlike, I think like Bonnaroo or ACL, where like each day there's like a different lineup.
Right.
So, we booked everything. We were able to get tickets for the first day event, booked the flights, booked the hotel, made some plans, got everything situated. We're like, good, we're good to go. And like, this has been like a very weird time for me because for those of you that don't...
changes.
Lots changing. I recently left a job and I am now starting a new job. And like, in the middle, thank you. Barry Horowitz myself.
Which, by the way, sidebar real quick.
Yeah.
That means both of us have hit some New Year's goals.
New Year goals.
So
yeah,
more to come on that.
But yeah, no.
This may be our most successful year ever.
So this was going to be a good transition period between my previous job and my new job, which I actually start tomorrow. So it was like, a little break in between. We'll go to Vegas. Now, originally, when we booked the trip, the idea was like, we're going to go for the show. We're going to go for this festival, And I was like, hey, like, since we're going to be going out to Vegas, like, what if we maybe stay for a couple of extra days and do some other stuff? Like there's Area 15, which we can go to, go hit up Omega Mart, go hit up some other museums, some other experiences. Like, none of us are really gamblers. And honestly, like, I'm not that big on Vegas to begin with.
Okay.
But I felt like, with the festival and with some of the other things that you could do, I was like, let's make a trip out of it. Like, let's do something to, go hang out for a couple of days and make the most of it.
I feel like Christy would be the least fun person to gamble with ever.
No, because she was all for gambling.
Really?
She was because yeah.
I would just expect you go up to like the tables and she goes like, your odds are 1,000,000 to 1.
No. She like the entire week she was like, I kind of want to gamble. I feel like I was I was the stickler.
Wow.
Because I was not, just
now I'm excited. I want to go gambling with Christy.
Yo, go gambling with
this
Christy.
Sounds exciting.
She'll play some craps, 100%.
Okay, Christy, we're going to the fruit wheel.
But like I'm not a gambler. And the past few times I've been to Vegas, I've just been like, it's not for me. I understand other people like Vegas. Other people get a kick out of it. Like, at the end of the day, Vegas is just not for me. Weirdly enough, I don't think there's enough to do in Vegas.
Really?
I honestly, Chrissy just wanted to, yeah.
She just wanted to roll the dice,
but no one was excited. And like, I felt bad because I was like, I mean, if you want to play, but like, I really don't like. I don't like gambling. I don't like that whole thing.
Christy, we're bringing our own 20-sided die.
Yeah,
let's go have a good time.
So, the When We Were Young festival, though. So we booked this trip around this festival. Booked a couple extra days. We'll start with the festival.
Let's,
and then we'll kind of backtrack. We get in Friday. We do our thing, Friday, because we got in kind of like middle of the day. Our friend got in later in the evening. We were like, Friday's going to be kind of a wash. We'll use it as a way to just like get the stuff we need, get some supplies, go hunker down at the hotel, relax, clean up, just rest, get ready for Saturday. Saturday hits. We get up early. We go get breakfast. We make a couple of stops in the morning because, like, Christy was looking for a bag because they don't allow any bag that's that's not transparent, basically.
Oh, that's like a new thing.
You need a clear bag to get in. And
they don't trust no motherfuckers no more.
And it can't even be like, one of those like multicolored clear bags that I forget what it's called. But like it's got to be straight clear. It could be a solid color, but it needs to be completely clear. We had no luck finding our fanny pack or something like that.
Nothing.
The only clear fanny pack or bag that we found had a black padding for the main pocket. So there was like a front pouch, but like the main pocket had like black mesh around it. So it was like, that's not going to work.
No dice.
So we're like, all right, well, let's go down the line. Let's see what else we can find. So they're just, we're at a gift shop, and then we go down to the Walgreens. Literally across the street from the Walgreens is the festival grounds where the concert's happening. Okay. We go to Walgreens because we wanted to get, I think just like some quick snacks to eat, and then, get some sunblock because we're going to be outside all day.
Right.
And, we kind of spread out. And I'm going down an aisle, and I'm looking at sunblock, and I hear a woman behind me go to somebody else, like, hey, are you going to the festival? And the woman goes, yeah. And she goes, they just canceled it. And I turned around and I was like, shut up. And she's like, no, for real.
Really?
And I'm like, are you just like one of these local trolls who's like fucking with the tourists? Because like, here's the thing, like, and we'll get to why in a minute, but like, I don't trust anybody.
You
know,
rightfully so,
especially when I'm traveling. So, now we understood that there was going to be some wind that day. It was on all the weather reports that you should expect strong winds. And I was just like, no. She's like, yeah, check the Facebook page. Pull up the Facebook page. Literally, within the last 3 minutes of this conversation, like, the organizers and the event planners and the local staff and committee and whomever the hell else have made the difficult decision that due to these strong winds and pending weather that we will be canceling today's festival. And I'm just like, no. So run over to Christy and her friend, and I'm just like, they canceled the fucking show. And they're like, what? And like we walk out of Walgreens again, like we can see the festival grounds from where we're standing.
Right.
So we walk across the street, and there's still people coming, like hordes of people walking up to this thing, and there's massive amounts of people just gathering around all the gates. And everybody just standing there, and we're looking, and we're like, yeah, Twitter officially confirmed it. The Facebook page confirmed it. People are starting to find out and post in response to it. And we're just like, what? What the fuck, man?
Right.
Like, literally, and it was 30 minutes before we were expected to go in for the VIP entry.
No shit.
Literally 30 minutes. 10:30. Or yeah, it was like 10 or 10:30, somewhere in there. So we're just like, what? So like we kind of walk down and we try to catch a vibe of what's going on, and we're like, let's run back to the room real quick. We go back to the room. We drop our stuff off. We run back down to the festival grounds, and we literally walked around the entire festival grounds, which was like way longer than what we thought it was going to be. And and like we talked to one of the security guards, and we're like, is there any information? Like, are they still letting people in? Because we thought maybe like, listen, we had the VIP tickets, so like we were anticipating like exclusive like stuff, like the ability to get merch, like all this stuff, and it was like is all of that like out the window now? And they were just like, we don't know anything. Like, and you can go to another gate, but they're going to tell you the same thing. Like, and he was like, look, they literally don't tell us anything, so it's not even worth it to ask anybody. And I was like, well, I guess that makes sense.
That's fair. Yeah.
But I thought about it too, and I was like, they're probably not going to allow anybody onto the grounds, because at that point it's a liability issue. Because if there's strong 100%. Winds, and like, look, yes, it was windy, and it would not have been a fun time to be standing in that wind all day long.
Okay.
And I understand why they did it. I understand why they canceled it. Like, at the end of the day, it was a liability issue. It was windy. There was dust and sand, and the potential for shit to be blown over and shit to be falling like down. If you're an event organizer, you don't want to deal with that, especially with all of the stuff that's happened like in the past year. With like the stampeding and people getting crushed and people being trampled. And just like all those issues, like you don't want to go through that. And as much as it sucked for us as like the paying customer, like I get it at the end of the day. But we were just so we weren't even mad. Like it was such a weird feeling, because like we didn't know how to feel other than like we were just disappointed.
It was like probably disbelief too.
It was a little bit of disbelief, because like we literally, the only reason why we came out to Vegas was for this show.
Right.
This was the only reason why. And they canceled it. And this was the first time I think any of us have ever like experienced something like this, where you pay all this money, you make all these arrangements, you save up all this money, you book all these things, and then it all just gets thrown out the window.
Mm-hmm.
So we were just in disbelief. We were a little shocked. We were just disappointed, and we're just like, what do we do now? You know,
and so for just for your frame of reference, right? You sent me a text, saying that they canceled the show.
Yeah.
When you were sending that text, I was literally getting on the ship. I was literally getting on the ship, and I'm like,
it's a great sign.
What the fuck? And also, like, I know this is the last point of contact I'm gonna have with you
for at least a week.
For at least a week.
Yeah.
So I'm like, what the fuck? So in my mind, I'm like going through all these scenarios, like while I'm on my trip of like what your trip is basically like.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, well, and I'm thinking like to myself, like, okay, well, I knew it was multiple days. So I'm like, oh, well, maybe they'll just comp them to the next day.
Well, no, because the next day was sold out.
But what's sold out?
Well,
like it's a festival.
True, you know? But like the following Sunday and following Saturday shows were both sold out. So there was, you could buy secondary market tickets at that point, but they were going for like $600 to like $1,000.
Of course.
And like you could, so like, okay, we are getting refunded for the tickets to the event, which was a lot of fucking money. But it was also at the same time, do we risk spending an additional hundreds of dollars more to go to the show tomorrow when that could even get canceled? Because they were still calling for heavy winds on Sunday. So it was like, do we risk it? Is that worth it? Do we want to do that? And it was just like, no, because listen, like
if you buy a secondary and it gets refunded, it's going back to the original guy.
Well, yeah, like if you know, we end up finding somebody who's selling 3 tickets at $300 a pop, and then the show gets canceled on Sunday, well, then now we're out $300, regardless of whether or not we're getting refunded for the ones we paid for up front. So it was just like at that point, we were just like, fuck it, like it is what it is. So we ended up going back to the hotel, and we ended up changing our plans for the day. The thing that really threw us off, though, was sort of unbeknownst to us, the entire trip was really booked around this festival, like more so than we realized.
Okay.
Because like the whole thing was like, okay, like Friday is going to be a chill night. Oh, you just went away.
Shit.
Oh, wait, you're freaking out, man. Oh, you're freaking out.
Oh, am I good?
You're good.
Am I good?
You're stable.
Okay. Well, that's good then.
That's good. Friday was going to be a chill night. Saturday, the entire day and night was going to be, focused on the event. Sunday was going to be our rest day. So that was going to be a day by the pool, a day to get some drinks, walk around the area. And then I think like Monday was going to be like, Area 15, or we were going to do like Area 15 one day and maybe a couple other things here and there, and then do like Fremont Street and like the main strip on like the other day. And then Wednesday we go home. Well, like we ended up burning like most of the stuff that Saturday because we're like, we need something to do now.
We need something,
and then Sunday we needed something to do. We were well rested at that point, so we ended up burning a lot of our the stuff we had planned for the vacation on like the first 2 days. So but like at the end of the day, we had we had a fun time. Like at the end of the week, we really enjoyed ourselves. We managed to do a fair amount of stuff, all things considered. But for the festival, here's what I'll say. And this is the truth.
Okay.
Of the When We Were Young Fest, because I've been hearing a lot of bullshit going on about this. So this is the truth of what went down. Because months ago, when this thing was announced, it was a weird concept, because it was going to be a one-day event with a literal, like, basically like a 3-day worth of bands
of acts.
Of
I mean, I
acts.
said it wasn't real. Right,
A
right
lot
from
of
the
people
get-go.
were unsure because I think I think when it was first announced, they didn't release enough information about how it was actually going to come together. Like I don't think they even announced that there was going to be 3 stages.
No, it was just the names of the bands.
It was the names of the bands,
and that was it.
And the city was going to be in. It didn't necessarily say like the area. It didn't necessarily say how it was going to be set up.
Right.
But like they ended up having, you know, the 3 stages, and then I don't know if they still did like the revolving stage. So like while one band was playing, another band could set up, and then when that band ended, they could just.
It's a good concept.
It was a great concept, and also like, you know, the event itself was like 10 hours, and they had like fucking 30 or 50 bands, something like that, some crazy number. So like at first when the show was announced, like everybody was like, oh, this is just going to be Firefest. And it's like, I don't think you know what Firefest was, if that's what you think.
No, Firefest was a promo video. That's what Firefest was.
Because Firefest, they literally took people out to a deserted island where they had no shelter, no food, no water, no music, and a goddamn, you know what? A windstorm did happen, so there was that. Firefest was a complete and utter shit show.
Did anyone blow anyone for water?
I mean, that's entirely possible, but we had water in our hotel room, so we were good. Nobody had to suck anybody's dick in our party.
Blakely in the chat, we've been to a lot of festivals, and I'm still confused how this was supposed to work.
There you go.
Right,
but from the looks of it and everything, it worked. But a lot of people early on were like, it's going to be Firefest 2.0. It's going to be Firefest 2.0. And I'm just like, no. Because even if shit does go haywire, you're still in Vegas.
You're still in
Vegas. You're still booking a hotel room. You're
in
still
civilization.
In civilization. In a major, you know, city where there's plenty to eat, plenty to drink, plenty of things to go and do once you're done. And then even as the show was getting canceled, you heard it again. It's a scam. It's Firefest. Firefest 2.0. It's Firefest all over again. And I'm like, motherfucker, I'm literally about to walk for 10 minutes and be in a bed with a bottle of water and some snacks. Like, shut up. You haven't been outside enough to know what's going on right now. You know?
That's fair.
And it really, like, that was one of the things that frustrated me more, because it almost seemed like there were so many people who were rooting for this to fail. And it was like,
well, that's the internet.
I mean, that's the internet as a whole. And like, that's a big part of what society is today. And it's just like, there's no need for that. And if like, that's how you want to live your life, then like, I'm sorry, but like, you live a sad existence. Like, you need to go outside and like think of something better to do for yourself, because like, this isn't working for you, man. I hate to break it to you. And it was just like you would see the tweets and you would see the posts, and like, but like just the delusion that like so many people had. Oh yeah. And what Christy's saying in the chat, people kept saying, you know, when the documentary comes out. And it's like, what documentary? What are they going to do? Say, yeah, there were strong winds that day. Mother Nature really fucked us. Boom. That's the whole documentary.
Well, to be fair, like it is a kind of dope story of like, we had to cancel the first day, but we rebounded and put on a hell of a show.
A hell of a show the second day. Like, if anything,
like I mean, it kind of fucks you guys over, but like there is a story there. Not the one that people were hoping. They were hoping for like a fucking Tiger King. Like they were hoping for like the dude fucking accidentally shot himself type of situation. You know?
Blakely in the chat, or they don't really know what Firefest was, and I think that's a big part of it too. I think a lot of people hear the stories of just this crazy, like, idea, like, of how can you pull this off, and then it didn't work.
And you know what? It's a great lesson, because those are the people who are rooting for it to fail are the people who thrive on negativity, and those are the people that you don't need in your life.
Exactly.
And those are the people that you can cut out. Like recently, I unfollowed CM Punk. So like, you know, I'm right there with you of like, let's get these negative fucks out of our lives.
Fucking A, man.
And just let's, you know, if you're not here to have a good fucking time, and promote a good fucking time, you're not fucking needed.
You're not needed. Go home and sit in the corner. But yeah, like it was just, it wasn't as like the situation wasn't as bad as a lot of people wanted to make it out to be. I mean, yeah, it sucked. It sucked for all. And like, I think what rubbed a lot of people the wrong way who were going to the show was the fact that they got tickets to what was supposed to be the only day.
Right.
Like,
right.
Saturday was supposed to be I mean, okay, like, let's be honest. There's a high chance they planned to add a couple of extra days.
Oh yeah, it's like fucking comedians that come into town and then like they sell it and like, oh, we had another day, another night. Show.
Oh, look what happened. We're gonna make more money. Yeah,
how about that?
Like
fuck.
But the fact that it sold out as quick as it did, that everybody, that the people who got tickets to the first day, like this was going like potentially what could be like a new long running festival series to go to the inaugural show. Like that's a big thing, and especially like. Again, like I never really had that big of a connection to like the emo music genre growing up, but like I understand people's connection to it. I understand why they appreciate it and why they love it the way that they do. So like I knew that this meant something to a lot of people who were going. So like I get that like a lot of people were like super bummed out. I mean, I was bummed out for it.
Sure.
But again, there was a lot of that just disbelief and just like that utter disappointment in the situation. And like I wasn't angry at anybody who bought tickets for like the Sunday or Saturday show.
Sure.
Until the next day.
Oh.
When I realized our hotel is right next to the festival grounds.
Oh.
So all we're going to see is people walking to this. And all we're going to hear in the distance
is the good time you could have been having.
Is the good time we could have been having.
Fuck.
So like Sunday morning, I was like, let's go north. Let's go on to the strip. Let's go away from where we are now so that we can go and experience Viva Las Vegas in all its glory.
Wise choice, because a lesser man would have fucking been a bitter dude on the balcony, just being like, "That could have been me."
I will admit, I was angry like after the fact.
Okay,
because I think it had just more to do with just like the situation. Like I was more angry at the situation than like anything,
right?
Because I was just like, "Fuck,
hey,
man."
Fenton.
It's just like fuck, and then like so the day our show got canceled. There were murmurs on Twitter and rumors going around that a lot of the bands that were supposed to be playing were going to do pop-up shows throughout the city.
Yes, I heard this, and I was hoping you got to experience that.
Unfortunately, not really.
Okay.
Because again, I think that we had sort of put ourselves in a position to where we put ourselves too far out of the way to really experience anything in its full. So we ended up going up to Fremont Street that day, which is like old Vegas Strip sort of like stuff.
Okay.
So we went up there, we walked Fremont, and then we found a place to eat. And it was one of those things where the day just kind of got like to be more frustrating because like the cancellation, and then like we got up to Fremont Street, we found a place to eat. It was Evil Knievel's Pizzeria.
Oh shit!
And we're like, let's get a whole pizza, and it took like an hour and a half to get our fucking food.
What?
And like in the midst of waiting for our food, we started seeing all the announcements pop up that like, hey, bands might be playing. And then we found out that a bunch of bands were going to be playing in our hotel.
Fuck.
And it was going to be in like an hour. So like, shit, like we need to get this food. Luckily the food gets there. We eat, we get everything boxed up. We catch a lift. We ride back to the hotel. We drop everything off in the room. We go back downstairs. And it is fucking packed.
I'm sure.
To the gills. Like to the point where, did your pizza cost $30? Yes, actually it did. It actually did cost $30. But I will say,
inflation for you.
I will say it was damn good pizza.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
No. It was pretty damn good pizza.
Okay. All right.
It was like not quite damn good, but like it was almost there.
Mm-hmm.
So we go back downstairs, and it's a madhouse. They've got sections roped off. And the problem, though, is the venue that they set these guys up in, it's not like one of the theater areas.
Sure.
It's literally like the stage next to one of the bars. And the stage is like sunken back. So there's like basically a cutout in the wall, which goes further back. And
right.
then like in front of the wall, there's the bar, and then it's the casino. Well, everybody has basically jammed themselves in this area. So we get over there, and Christy's friend is like, I'm pushing up. And she just takes off, and she basically gets as close as she can. And we're like, yo, like, there's a lot of fucking people here.
Yeah, I'm too old for that shit, and I'm not interested in being that close to anybody.
Sure.
So I'm with you.
Yeah.
I'm with you on that.
And like I felt bad because like, you know, we were kind of in an area where like we couldn't see anything, we couldn't really hear anything, and I was just like, I gotta go. Like I gotta go. Like I can't be here anymore. Like the day had just built up so much, and I'm like, I gotta get out of here. I gotta go sit somewhere else and just like.
Do you know who the band was?
The bands that were playing were like Hawthorne Heights, who we actually met in the elevator.
Oh, okay.
Which was funny because Christy's friend was like, "Oh, are you guys going to the show?" And they were like, "Yeah." And they're like, "Which day are you going?" And they were like, "Oh, we're playing." And she was like, "Oh, who are you?" And they're like, "We're Hawthorne Heights." And she was like, "Oh my God, I love you guys." I was like, I don't.
You guys kind of write douchey songs, but like other than
that. But it was them, Chrissy, keep me honest here. Armor for Sleep? Break the rail, break the rail, break the rail. What?
That's you're going up to the front and you're going to break the rail.
Oh.
Type is that Blakely loves going up into the front, and I'm just like, can we just like, I want some space. I want to be able to breathe. Like,
gotcha.
Hang. And she's like, I'm going. I'm like half.
But yeah, it was Hawthorne Heights, I think Armor for Sleep, and then maybe one or two other bands. But yeah, it just got to be too much. I was like, I gotta go. Like I can't be here. So we ended up going for like Christy and I just like kind of went for a walk. Like we sat down and just like talked for a little bit. But you know, I mean, it sucked. But
yeah,
it is what it is.
That's shitty, man.
You know, I mean, at the end of the day, like we're still getting a refund for the event, which is good. And you know, we still got to do some cool stuff in Vegas, all things considered, even though we don't really like Vegas. Like we ended up doing the Neon Museum or the Neon Boneyard, which honestly, a little disappointing.
Really?
Very small.
Okay.
Here's something we learned about Vegas. They like to sell you on the idea of having these great experiences that only last 10 minutes.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's a quickie.
It's okay. It's like a very unsatisfying quick. Well, I mean, maybe depending on who you ask. Like, it could be satisfying.
I mean, it's satisfying for the guys, not so much for the girls.
Yeah.
I get it.
I mean, nobody's crying at the end of it. So, there's that. There's that at least.
Just a little bit of disappointment.
But yeah, we ended up doing the Neon Boneyard, which was cool, but very short. Christy and I, we went to the Venetian because we were going to try to do the gondola ride.
Okay.
And the gondola ride was like $35 for 10 minutes. And we were like, we literally walked the entire canal looking for the entryway to the gondola ride. The Pinball Hall of Fame. We had planned to go to the Pinball Hall of Fame, but we just unfortunately did not make it in time. We ended up also doing... we actually went to a pretty cool barcade called, I think, Player One, which it was like, $8 entry, and then you get free play on all the machines, but they charge you an arm and a leg for those drinks. But they poured those drinks, let me tell you.
Okay.
And it was cool because they had like a mixture of like retro arcades and like consoles. So all the consoles and like all the classic consoles were set up with emulators, so they just had like hundreds of games added to them.
Oh, that's cool.
And then I think I'm trying to think of anything else major we did. Fremont Street, like we walked the strip a couple of times.
You mentioned Area 15.
Area 15. Let's talk about that real quick.
Yeah.
I will say this. If you ever have an opportunity to go to Vegas, the only thing you need to do is go to Area 15.
Yeah, okay. All right.
Especially the Omega Mart. I am now an Omega Mart employee. We've got our we've got our Omega Mart cards.
Is that like a Buc-ee's?
Oh, let me tell you something. It is better than Buc-ee's.
Well, I mean, it's not hard, but okay.
It is an experience, sir.
Okay. All right.
So it's like not an actual grocery store, just for the record.
Okay.
But it's like set up as one. It is. You need to give yourself at least 3 hours.
Oh wow. Okay.
I don't want to give much away.
Okay.
But there is like a whole story behind it. And it is an adventure. It is trippy. It is psychedelic. It is like, it checks all the boxes for me. It's got food. It's got merchandise. It's trippy. It's psychedelic. It's got sci-fi. It's got horror. It's got like 80s retro vibes. Fucking fantastic time.
Oh, they have raves there too.
Area 15? I would believe it. There's also like a couple of other like art installations and sort of like light show experiences that you can go and do. I mean, Area 15 is a lot more. It was way different than what I thought it was going to be. Like I literally thought it was going to be like one thing. Like, oh, the thing for this time period is Omega Mart. No, you go in, it's this giant warehouse district. Inside the main building, you've got Omega Mart. You've got a bar in the center of it all that's like under this like multicolored tree that's constantly changing colors. You've got some gift shops. You've got a barcade. You've got a 2-floor barcade in the back. But no, we didn't do the Mob Museum either. Again, that was one of the things we thought about doing, Fenton, but we never ended up doing it. We were supposed. Yeah, I know you guys were supposed to do that when you were in Vegas. We were going to Vegas too. You got the barcade. They've got like a rail system that you can glide around. A couple of restaurants. And like the best part about it is like you walk in and it's like Batman Forever Dayglow just everywhere. It's dude, I would love this so fucking cool. Highly recommend it. They've got a couple of other like installations around it that you can go to as well. And again, like I don't want to give too much away because like there is like a whole story behind it. And there's like a whole and it's more than just like a trippy grocery store. Like there's a whole walkthrough experience beyond that all ties in together and it's pretty fun. So, but yeah, man, that was Vegas in a nutshell for us.
So it was disappointing.
No, I mean, not getting to do the festival.
The thing you went there for.
Yeah, but I think ultimately, we made the best of it. We did what we could. And we enjoyed all the things that we did. So it's like, yeah. I mean, much like a cruise, I don't know that I ever need to go back to Vegas.
Okay.
I'll say that.
Okay.
Yeah. But that's where I'm at.
Well, that's the segue right there to talk about my vacation, which was a cruise. And sir, I know you said you don't need to do a cruise again, but if I may, you may have to do a Disney.
Okay.
Because I know you like the Disney. The one time you went. And we did go on the Coheed cruise last year,
Is
right
this
around
like,
the same time.
hey, you liked this, and you did have a good time with this. Mash them together.
Here's the thing. So we went on the Coheed cruise. And Fenton, I know you've been on the Jarrah cruise before. We've both been on the same ship, the Norwegian Gem ship. There is a stark difference between the Norwegian cruise line and the Disney cruise.
Okay.
And there's a fucking reason it costs twice as much to go on a Disney cruise.
Yeah.
And it's worth every fucking penny that you're paying the extra amount for. But before I get into all that, a couple things you need to know for this story to make sense. Number one, we booked this cruise in 2019.
Oh my God, you did.
Yes.
Holy shit.
We booked this cruise in 2019 as a retirement gift for my mother, who was retiring in 2020. Now, as you know, there was a fucking little thing that happened in 2020, and this cruise was postponed 2 years.
Wow.
Okay? So we've been waiting 2 fucking years to go on this cruise. So that's the first thing you need to know. The second thing you need to know is this isn't just a regular Disney cruise. It was also Halloween on the high seas. So everything was Halloween themed on the cruise, including what they promoted to be a Halloween specific night where everybody dresses up in their costumes, and there's trick-or-treating, and then there's special events and things like that. So the other thing that Disney Cruise does is every night, regardless of what time of year it is, there is a pirate night on the Disney Cruise. So getting ready for this cruise, we had to have, our regular attire, and with this cruise, there were sit-down dinners every single night. So you had to have your day wear, your dinner wear, plus you need a pirate outfit, and then you need the costume as well. So there was a lot going into preparing for this cruise. Now, your boy, sounds right up Axe's alley. That's right. So your boy decided that he was going to go as Robin Hood, the greatest Disney movie that's ever been made, character for the cruise. So I'd ordered a bunch of stuff, and specifically I had ordered this is the only year they've ever done it. It's the only one I've ever seen. They made a specific Disney Robin Hood hat and tail combo costume outfit exclusively to Hot Top. And I'm like, what are the fucking odds? And so I ordered this motherfucker, and I'm like, I ain't paying $5 for shipping, so I'm going to have it shipped to the store that's right up the road, and I'm going to go pick it up.
Oh, yeah.
Fucking thing didn't make it in time.
Oh, no.
All the way up to the day before the cruise, I was calling them. I'm like, hey, it's me again, because I've been calling you every fucking day.
Wow.
Is my shit in? And they're like, no. And this one lady hadn't had enough of my shit at that point. And she goes, sir, you ordered it 8 days ago.
Yeah, it should be there by now.
And I'm like, yeah. She goes, it's going to be at least 10. And I'm like, okay. Well, fuck me then.
Yeah.
So
no, it should be there.
It's the day before the cruise, and I have no costume. And keep in mind, I'm going with not only myself and my family in one cabin, but my sister, brother-in-law, mother, and his mother are in another cabin. And then my brother, his boyfriend, his boyfriend's mother, and my wife's mother are in another cabin. So there's 12 of us motherfuckers going on this cruise.
That's a lot of people.
Not only that, but we're all going for the Halloween as a theme of Disney animal. So, like, I can't just fucking grab anything and be like, I'm going to be a fucking zombie or some shit. Like, it doesn't fucking fit the theme.
Right.
So, like, the night before the fucking cruise, I'm scrambling because I'm fucked because this thing didn't come in. And I'm going to Spirit Halloweens. I'm going to Party Cities. I'm fucking going to Walmart, Target. Like, I'm going to anywhere that I can fucking pull anything out of my ass. And so I was able to find from Spirit Halloween a onesie that was a lion. And then from Party City, they had a king's cape on clearance that I bought. And then from another place, I bought a crown, and I'm like, I'm Prince John.
Dude,
all
and
right.
honestly, okay, real quick though, I did not think that was pieced together like that.
Oh, it fucking was.
Dude,
yeah.
you sent us that photo, and I was like, that looks legit.
It came out right.
It came out great. I thought it was great.
Right. So like, and that was the last minute, and the fuck of it all was like, you had to pack everything in a suitcase and try to pack a plastic crown in a suitcase where it's not gonna fucking break.
Should have worn it.
Was a bitch and a half.
Yeah.
So we get everything together, and it's the night before, and like we're trying to get all the paperwork together because you go on a cruise, you need like birth certificates and passports and fucking IDs. Plus, we're bringing the kids, so like they need a bunch of shit, and so it's a lot of stress. And then you don't actually like, much like with the Coed cruise, like I'm not gonna believe that I'm there until I'm there,
right?
Until I'm actually like on the ship, because anything could fuck. And so we get in the car. We got a call time to the gate of 1:30 or 1 p.m. or is when we get on the ship, and we're leaving at 9 a.m. for a 2-hour car ride. So that's gonna give us plenty of time to fucking get there. The worst traffic we've ever run into ever going anywhere. It took us 4 hours to get to the boat. And once we get there, we just made call time, basically. And so we get in the car, we're driving, we make it probably 25 minutes down the road. My son pukes everywhere in the car. And we're like, what the fuck? And so we pull over to the Wawas, and we get him out, and we take him to the bathroom, get him all cleaned up, and we're like, are you okay? And he goes, no. And I'm like,
oh no.
Like, fuck, what do we do?
No.
And luckily we had packed like some like kids Tylenol and some like shit just in case. And we're like, fuck, what do we do? And we're like, well, we don't have any, what can we do? So we just like get him another outfit, and, like get him cleaned up, get him in the car, and we get him in the thing. And when we get there, he's doing okay. After that, I mean, he's saying he doesn't feel well, but like he hasn't puked again or anything like that. And then once he sees the ship, and it's fucking got like Dumbo on it, and there's fucking Mickeys all over the fucking thing, and so like he's perking up and he's feeling better and that kind of thing. And I was like, all right, okay, we might be all right here. We might be all right here. So we get on board. They announce us by name getting on board, like to the entire ship. Like there's a fucking dude with a microphone saying like, who the fuck are you? Like we're the Axes, and they're like, hey, Axe family's here. Like, okay. Hey, out there you go. And you get on board, and there's fucking like there's Halloween decorations everywhere. There's like a tree with pumpkins on it, and you're like, oh man, like there's goddamn Pluto up in the balcony doing some shit, and like fucking Belle's walking by with a book, and you're like, Jesus Christ, these people are like just right here.
Yeah.
Like COVID's over.
Wow.
And so the first thing we do when we get on the boat is like, let's go get some lunch.
Yeah.
So we go up to the buffet, and we're going up to the buffet, and there's a stark difference in quality between the Norwegian Cruise Line buffet and the fucking Disney Cruise Line buffet. Like there's like made to order pizzas like ready to go. Like there's fucking Mickey waffles wherever the fuck you're going. Like anything you could possibly want is at the ready. And so we're there, and we're like, oh man, this is great. And we like all fill up a plate, and then my son just fucking passes out. Like right into his fucking mashed potatoes. Like he is done. And so like, fuck. So like we take him back to the room, and we lay him down for a little bit, and basically what ended up happening is he was sick all 7 days of this cruise.
No.
At some points he had a fever.
Yeah.
Most of the time he had a whooping cough.
Oh.
Like he was sick, which really fucking sucked.
Yeah.
Like to wait 2 years for this cruise, and then the one time you get to fucking go, like the boy
man
is sick. But I will say, he was a goddamn true. He
Yeah?
was not gonna let it slow him the fuck down. I mean, we had to slow him down because he was gonna die if we just fucking let him do what he wanted to do.
Yeah.
But like, there were, he was always up for whatever we wanted to do. So a couple highlights for him on the trip was there was on the top deck of the ship there was a mini golf course.
Mm-hmm.
So we played some mini golf. The fucking kids club to this place. So again, this is why people pay the money for a Disney cruise.
Yeah.
Because they have a kids area. They have a kids area, they have a tween area, and then they have a teen area. So like they got everybody covered.
Okay.
It doesn't matter who the fuck. But the kids area, you check them in, and then they can just go and do whatever the fuck they want, and you can come back and check them out whenever you want to. So you're free to do whatever, which is phenomenal. And you check them in, and there's 4 different areas they can go to. They can either go, I think 4. They can either go to Andy's bedroom from Toy Story, which is completely themed to everything Toy Story. They can go to the Star Wars Command Post, which is a decked out Star Wars area, which includes like simulators, holographic table where you can play fucking chess, like goddamn anything Star Wars you can imagine. Then there's a fucking Marvel area, which is basically like Doctor Strange's Sanctum. There, that's what it's themed to. And like fucking Thor's there every 5 fucking minutes. Like characters are coming in and out to each of the areas all the fucking time. Then there's Pixie Hollow from Tinkerbell, and so you can be a little fairy if you want to. And then they just have this big open like interactive dance floor. It like changes colors when you step on. And I'm like, can I go in? Like I want to have a good time. You know? Like this seems fun to me.
Yeah.
Like the kids get to go and do that shit. And so, we're like, oh man, like the boy's sick, but he's we're checking in on him and keeping him, gave him medicine and all that kind of stuff. And so the first day, you're just kind of like checking out the ship, not really knowing what to do, as it is, you kind of getting the lay of the land type of thing. Mm-hmm. Second day is our day at sea. And not, again, kind of the same thing. There's not much to do. Like, there's actually a lot to do. Like they have a lot of like trivia events and different shows and things like that you can go see. But 3 of the nights, they had these Broadway style play productions that they were putting on. The first one was Aladdin. The second one was Frozen. And then the third one was like an original show that they did just for the cruise ships type of thing. And your boy growing up was a big Aladdin mark, So like come Aladdin night, I've got my Aladdin button down. I got my 90s hat, type of thing, which apparently was offensive to some people. I got some looks. But there was one guy behind me that said, "Hey man, where'd you get that hat?" And I'm like, "Bro, this is from the 90s." Like, word. Like he wanted that hat. But so all those were fucking fantastic. I'm talking like they fucking built the Cave of Wonders on this goddamn fucking, like it was kind of like the Party World Wrestling fucking puppet gimmick. Like it was just like that, but
nice
with a budget.
Sure. With an actual budget.
With an actual budget. So it was fucking wild. And then we get to the first port, which is Cozumel, Mexico. Mm-hmm. We went to Mexico, y'all. Nice. But we didn't actually go to Mexico because we purchased an excursion. And I kind of recommend this a little bit.
Okay.
For when you're doing this, like when we went on our cruise, we didn't do any excursions or anything like that.
No, we said fuck that.
But Blakely K knew the hookup of where to go.
Yeah.
To get away from it all, and we had a wonderful time.
Great time.
We ain't never been to any of these places. So we're like, and some people in our party were a little like they had a bad experience dealing with some locals previously, so like they were a little cautious, and they're like, if we get off the ship, we're just gonna kind of go to an excursion type. So we did this all-inclusive Cozumel beach thing, which you go there, it's open bar for first and foremost, and then on top of that, they have kayaks that you can just use. They have like paddle boats that you can just use. They have snorkeling that you can do. There's a kids play area, and the piece de resistance is they have an inflatable obstacle course on the water that you can do.
Okay.
And let me tell you something. We did that, and the person that did the absolute best on it was my son.
Really?
Because he was so small.
Yeah.
That there was a larger surface area for him to like walk on and shit.
Okay.
But I want to give a big shout out to my sister, who was the only other, like me, Blakely, and the kids went, and she was the only other person from the party who was brave enough to try.
Okay.
And she got up there and said, did the first obstacle, and she was like, this is way too hard. Like, this is
what were the obstacles?
So basically, like, it was kind of like there were like basically like big bumps that you had to go over, like just basically climb up. It was kind of like American Gladiators, where they had like the tube, like basically like a tube you had to run across.
Okay.
Type of thing, and then you had to like jump from like different platform to platform. But A, it's all inflatable, so there's like nothing to grip on.
Yeah.
B, it's wet,
so it's slippery as all hell.
Right. So like it's fucking hard.
Yeah.
And not only that, but it was probably a mile swim to get there, because you can't do it in shallow water, because you're gonna fucking fall and break your neck if that's the case.
Yeah.
And then there was a couple where like the inflatable was like a tower that you had to like climb to the top of, and then kind of go to the other side and then climb down. But you just climb to the top and then you just fucking jump in the water, because who the fuck wouldn't do that? But it was an absolute blast. Like, that was a great fucking time. Yeah, Blakely, it was really hard. It was super fun jumping off the top of the tower, though. Like, way harder than you think it would. But still a really good time. And then we got some food, and then, by the time we did all that, like, time was up. You had to go back to the ship at that point. So, like, we went to Cozumel, Mexico, but we didn't really see Cozumel, Mexico.
Yeah, no, I get that. It's you're paying for the excursion. You're not really paying to go to the area, realistically.
Right.
Where I feel like
exactly.
we, when we went to the Bahamas, we went to the Bahamas. We actually went in and
we saw a bit of it.
Nassau and saw the city streets and the beach, and then we were like, let's go over there.
Yeah, I mean, we bust through the city streets of Cozumel.
Yeah.
And we were just like, we're going to this resort. This is great. Then the next day, the boy was not doing too well, and we were kind of tired, so we didn't get off the boat at Grand Cayman, which was the next spot, it was disappointing, but at the same time, we were just like, if there's a port on this trip that we're going to miss, that'd be the one. Like, the Grand Cayman's one of those spots that, like, no matter where you're going, you always seem to end up there when you're doing a cruise. So, like, if we do another cruise, you'll probably end up there again. The next day, so the boy wasn't feeling well, and we really wanted him to rest because that night was pirate night.
Oh, fuck, he loves pirates.
And he fucking loves pirates. It is his fucking jam.
Yeah.
And what we had done was, on the ship, they had a special pirate makeover session that you could do, extra cost, of course. And he had done this same thing in the Magic Kingdom in Florida a couple years ago, but then they shut it down and closed it like permanently. And he had talked about that forever. So we signed him up for this thing, and the daughter too, because it was basically like his only chance to relive that experience, and he's older now, so he'll actually fucking remember it, kind of thing. So we got to do that, and that was super cool. and he was all made up in like skeleton pirate makeup, and he had like a fucking pirate vest and all this shit, and the daughter got like beauty makeup on and the pirate vest and all this shit. So like they were decked out for pirate night and they were ready to go. And so they do like a stage show where Captain Hook takes over the ship, and then Mickey's got to fucking rescue everybody, and it's like a whole thing, and it's cute, and he fucking loved it. And then after that, they did one of the events you could go to was they were doing kind of like family game shows, like on the ship. So we went to that, and he got selected to be the captain of one of the teams.
Oh, nice.
And basically, like it was basically like one side of the room versus the other side of the room, but they had like two kids up there being the captains for either side of the room, and he got selected to do it. And when I tell you, homie owned face on this thing, like, did so much better than he had any right of doing, because A, he was sick, B, he's 6, and the challenges were not easy.
Okay.
And he fucking rose to the goddamn occasion. And, like, not only smoked the other kid, but smoked the other adult that was helping the other kid. And, like, it was challenges like they had to, like, stand on a towel and, like, kind of, like, use your feet to swab the deck in, like, a circle type of thing.
Sure.
And then, so he fucking beat everybody in that. And then, for the last challenge to win the game, you got like a little pouch full of coins, and you had to throw coins into a bucket type of thing. He fucking sank every single fucking one of those coins.
Yeah.
Where everybody else was like bouncing. It was fucking believable.
That's
and
like I feel like that moment for him is like on par with like Jordan with the flu just balling out in that series. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like that that is Jordan flu game level.
Exactly. And so like when they announced that he won, like he just basically like threw his hands up in victory.
Yeah.
And then just bowed to everybody like, you're fucking right. I won this motherfucker. So then after that, we went back up to the deck because they were doing a kind of a short show with Captain Jack Sparrow.
Sure.
And then they were shooting fireworks off the boat out at sea, which was kind of a cool thing to see. You know, you're out in the middle of fucking nowhere, and they're just fucking blasting fireworks out and shit. And then they did a pirate dance party on the deck. And so, like, he's tired. Like, he's been sick.
Yeah.
But he just, like, fucking basically won a gold medal.
Yeah.
And got to see all this pirate shit, and he's dancing up a fucking storm, and we're like, hey buddy, like you gotta like we gotta, and he's like, no. Like he's like, this is my time.
Yeah.
So and then on the deck as they're doing the dance party, one of the cast members that was walking around was one of the ladies that was hosting the game show.
Oh, okay.
And like got on the microphone and said like, I'm here with the captain winner, you know, my boy.
Yeah.
And so like he got to be like on the jumbo screen in front of everybody as like the fucking cat. So like this was like the night. This was like the coolest fucking thing. You know, as a parent, that's what you want. You want these like experiences and these memories, and he got to fucking basically live out his goddamn pirate dream.
Yeah.
As it were. And it was the only way to fucking describe it is like Disney magic at its core.
Oh, sure.
Is that shit right?
That's worth the ticket price right there.
Oh, absolutely. 100%. 100% right there. And then on top of that, like the daughter, she was at the age of like, she could go to the kids club, but she could also go to the tween club as well. Like she's in that age. And so like we basically told her like, hey, like you've got a key to the room. You know where we're going to be. Go have fun.
Oh, is this like her first excursion of like, this is the
this
trust
was her
period.
First.
Go do what you want to do.
This was her first taste of freedom, baby.
Oh, that's
and
big.
It was sweet.
That's big.
It was big.
Yeah.
And we felt comfortable enough, like, you know, it's a ship.
Yeah.
Like, we're all here. There's 12 of us on this ship. Like, she's going to be fine. You know, and it's Disney, and we trust. And, like, she basically, like, not only did she get her first chance of freedom, but, like, she got to order off the adult menu. And, like, she, like... basically she was in her own glory of like, I get to feel like a grown up and I get to feel like an adult and I get to do all these things. She like fucking ordered coffee at one point. I'm like, what do you
like? Okay,
and of course she put
like take it down a notch. Like what?
Yeah, well, and of course she put like 87 sugars and like the whole fucking thing of cream in it and all that shit. But it was still fucking cool.
Yeah.
But so we get to the next stop, which is Jamaica. And for me, this was the selling. Okay. Like I've always wanted to go to Jamaica. And we didn't have any excursions booked or anything like that. And we get off the boat and they tell you, you know, you're getting off the boat and you're getting off at a gated community is where you're getting off. And we're like, oh, well, that's weird. Like, what the fuck? And then when you get off, you realize, oh no, this is great. Like this is what you want. Like you get off and there's a fucking Margaritaville. Like right there.
You're not in Jamaica if there's a fucking Margaritaville. Come on.
But okay, so there's a Margaritaville and there's like there's a couple other like, you know, chain shit that you see. Like there's a fucking K Jewelers or some fucking shit. But you get a little bit further and then you kind of get like to the market.
Yeah.
Where you've got people who are set up there hawking all their handmade crafts.
Yeah.
That's possible. You know, they're trying to do anything. And here's the sad but true thing is like they know their audience. So like they're playing up the Jamaica shit like crazy. Like everything is, yeah, man, one love, man, like how you doing? Like all that
Kofi
kind of shit.
Kingston first run. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, and to the point where I'm just like, man, you don't
it's okay. You can drop it down a notch, like.
And everything's like, I got the best deal for you, man. I'm gonna give you an exclusive price here, like kind of like the guy who was hawking necklaces in Home Alone 2, 2 for $5, 2 for $5 kind of shit. And so I'm like, okay, listen, like I want to get something. Sure. Like we're not buying any fucking souvenirs or any type of shit, but like I want something from Jamaica. And I'm not gonna get the goddamn Bob Marley T-shirt. I'm not gonna get.
You're not gonna get what you can buy at Spencer's.
Exactly. So we walk around and I find the guy who's sitting on the street and like he has a blanket out with his wares and that's it. And it's all hand carved wooden animals and all sorts of different shit. I'm like, this is the guy because he made this shit and he could probably use the money more than any of these other fucks really. And it's like a real fucking like piece of art that you're gonna get. So I bought like a sea turtle ashtray, and he like carved Jamaica in it like on the spot, like while we were there, with like a screwdriver and a mallet.
Oh,
and
wonderful.
And I'm just like I'm happy with it.
Yeah,
I'm happy with this. And so we get back on the boat after that, and we're just like, yeah. Jamaica's great.
Jamaica's like, wonderful, man.
And you just realize, like, you just kind of realize, like, none of this is real. Like, none of this is, like, the fucking real place where these fucking people live every single day. And it kind of, like, dawned on me, like, you really need to do, like, a bus tour if you're going to, like, do any of these kind of excursion type of things. Because you're not seeing any of the actual fucking place. You're seeing, like, a spot of a place that they want you to see.
And I mean, those excursions, like they try to keep you like tied to the resorts and stuff. Like, you know, like you said, the gated communities, that sort of thing. Like you're really not seeing Jamaica.
No.
You know?
No.
That's why like I always have like kind of like whenever anybody's like, oh, I went to like this fucking place down south where we stayed in a resort for 7 days. I'm like, but did you go to that city or did you just go to like a resort? Like like don't get me wrong, like I understand the appeal of going to a resort, but I'm like, aren't there cheaper options? Like,
well, I guess it depends on what your idea of a good time is, because like we did the beach break thing in Cozumel and like most people in my party were like, this was the greatest experience ever. And don't get me wrong, it was fun as fuck. But like at the end of the day, I'm just like, but I wanted to experience Mexico.
Sure.
Like I'd never been to Mexico.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, I had a fucking margarita there, and I was very happy that I had a margarita there. But like at the end of the I didn't get fucking no enchiladas. Fuck.
So can you say you actually went?
Well, I can say it was there, I guess.
Yeah, I suppose.
So like Jamaica was cool, but again, I want to go back when like I can actually fucking see the country.
Yeah.
And that sort of shit. So we have another day at sea, and this day at sea is the Halloween day. Mm-hmm. And the boy went down hard. Oh. This was the day he was just like radiating heat. Ooh. He had a fever so fucking high. And we were trying our best. Like we were giving him Tylenol. We were doing, and basically like you need to sleep now if you want any fucking hope of doing any of the Halloween shit tonight. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And so he's like, all right. And so he slept, and he was kind of feeling a little bit better a little after lunch. And we're like, okay, you can get up for a little bit. And then it just fucking went downhill.
Oh, really?
And basically it got to the point where he laid down for a nap, and we tried to get him up for the Halloween stuff, and he's just like, I just want to sleep. And when a 6-year-old tells you that they just want to sleep and they don't want to go trick-or-treating and they don't want to go to the Halloween party, they're not feeling well.
Yeah.
And he slept all day.
Wow.
Like, so that fucking sucked.
Sure.
That really sucked. But Blakely's mom was cool and watched him, and we got to go and do a little bit of the Halloween stuff. But before we did the Halloween stuff, we did something. Me and Blakely got to do something that we've never done before. And we did an alcohol taste.
Ooh. Okay.
Specifically, we did a champagne tasting.
Oh.
See, we were planning to do a tequila tasting because, I like the tequila.
Tequila's good.
The wife likes tequila.
It's great.
Christy does not like the tequila.
She does not like the
hard way.
I feel like we can bring her around to it eventually.
I mean, it's great.
Yeah,
fantastic.
It's fantastic. It's also like low sugar, like low carb. It's great.
Right. So we had booked, before the cruise, we had booked a tequila tasting on the second night at 10 p.m. Because we're like, all right, that's a responsible thing. We can put the kids down. We can go get our tequila. And then we got on the ship and realized they had switched our tequila tasting to 6 p.m. And our dinner's at 5:45. So we weren't going to make that tequila taste.
Yeah, no.
And so we went up to the front desk and we're like, hey, like you switched our time and we can't do it anymore. And they're like, well, you need to provide us 24 hours before you're going to cancel it.
It's like, excuse me, you need to provide notice.
And I'm like, you didn't tell us you changed it, you fucks.
Yeah.
And so we had to fucking argue with the person at fucking customer service.
Wow.
Which boggled my fucking mind that we had to do that. But she was basically like, I'm going to do it for you this time, but just so you know.
Oh.
And at that point we were like, fuck you.
Yeah, really.
Like you did that to us and what the fuck? But we had we had booked the tequila and we had booked the champagne thinking that we would cancel one of them. And so they basically like made the decision for us.
Gotcha.
That we were going to do the champagne one. And so we go and we get there and there's fucking like glasses of champagne poured out and there's like little treats in front of us and we're like, holy fuck, this is fancy. Like this is a high-end situation. And the fucking guy who was talking us through everything, he's like from Hungary. But he like studied champagnery in France and some shit. I don't fucking know. He seemed qualified.
Sure.
Like I wasn't gonna check his credentials, but he seemed qualified. And so like we're tasting all these champagnes and stuff, and I'm just like, this is kind of like I don't really get it. Yeah. I mean, there's some that were definitely better than others.
Oh
like,
yeah, that's typical with champagne.
Yeah, but like at the end of the day, you're just kind of like, yeah, it's bubbles and shit, and like it tastes good and that sort of thing.
Champagne's just like spicy wine.
Yeah, it's like carbonate. Yeah, it's like the flavored water of wine.
Yes.
And so but the cool thing was, homie was like, I'm gonna teach you guys a little something. And we're like, cool.
Okay.
He's like, I'm gonna teach you how to open a bottle of champagne with a sword.
Cool, man. Sure.
Which
why not?
apparently I guess is a big wedding tradition.
Sure, yeah.
And so like he's like, yeah, and he gets out, he pulls out his like pocket knife, and he's like showing us the party stories were the best part of the day. That's true. So like he told us like the real story of like Don Perignon, of
Oh,
like
okay.
his like legit story, and like basically like the backstories to all these fucking champagnes. But like he pulls out his pocket knife and he's got this bottle of champagne.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, what you do is first you got to look and you got to find the seam of the bottle. Once you find the seam of the bottle, which apparently if you look you can find it.
Okay.
And then you take your sword and you start rubbing the neck. And as soon as you get, and you got to find the right angle. And once you find the right angle to where it starts to scratch the bottle a little bit, you found the right angle. And once you start scratching the bottle, then you just wind back and then you go like this. And then as soon as you went like this, the fuck behind the bar popped a bottle of champagne. So it was like a theater show. It was like a fucking like magic trick. So everyone was like, "Oh, what the fuck?"
Yeah.
Like he did it, and then they're like, "Aha, I gotcha." I'm just like, "Well,
okay.
what the?" Okay.
So, like, are you actually going to show us how to open this with a sword, or are you going to use your dumb pocket knife?
Right. Well, no, he didn't. So, but apparently we know how to do that.
Okay.
But like we drank this, we drank probably. I think they gave us 5 glasses of champagne.
Okay.
And some treats, and like I'm just like, I'm buzzed, but like I would have expected more. Like
champagne is. There's a reason why they give you like endless mimosas at brunch.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
That's a fair.
Yeah.
That's a fair right there.
Yeah.
And so like that was it was enjoyable. Like the stories were the cool part. Like Dom Perignon apparently like fucking broke a bunch of bottles and started drinking a bunch of shit to like save it.
Okay.
And like there were some wild stories like that were cool. So then we get to like, so the boys down for the count for Halloween, but we're still taking the daughter up and we're still all in costume, and I'm fucking in this goddamn lion suit and I'm sweating my fucking balls off on the top of the deck.
You had like a full
in this thing. Yeah. And so we're doing this thing, and I gotta be honest, like the Halloween stuff was lackluster.
Okay.
Like compared to the pirate stuff.
Sure.
Like there was way less shit to do. The stage show kind of seemed more thrown together than an actual fucking production.
Okay.
Which I guess they only do like the Halloween shit like 2 months out of the year. So like I guess I gotta get it, but like at the same time, like the fuck. And then they did a fucking costume contest, and I'm like, okay, well I got this costume.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna fucking go down there. Nobody knew who I was.
Really?
No, I kept getting called I'm the Lion King.
Oh.
Which was the most fucking disheartening thing on this whole fucking cruise. Of no one knows who the fuck Prince John is.
Robin Hood hasn't really been in the Disney lexicon for a while, though, has it?
Well, no, they're ashamed of it. So, like, of course, like, well, it was at a time when like Disney was broke and like they had to reuse some animation to make the movie work, and like, so like they didn't fucking really support it at all. But
right.
It's like my fucking bread and butter, man.
Sure.
Like it means a lot to me. And like even the fucking like Disney people didn't know who the fuck I was. Like the people running the event. So like I'm getting, and so you had to like go up, and if you got selected, you get to go on stage to be part of the contest. I was not selected. However, my brother-in-law, who is a large, 6'1", 300 bills man, with a huge beard dressed as Piglet, was selected and won the costume contest. So that was fun.
Yeah.
And then the last thing I'll say, we get to the last stop of the cruise, which is Disney's private island, the Castaway Key, and by far, like, the most gorgeous place we stopped.
Really?
Like, it is. They make sure that this place. My life is a sitcom, Christy. You are
Yeah.
absurdly right.
100%.
With that.
Jesus, man.
It is gorgeous there. It is
Yeah.
like clear ass water. It's still Disney, so like everything's included in what you're doing. So like they had fucking ice cream machines where you can just go get soft serve whenever you want it, like buffets, all sorts of shit. And the cool thing was, like, nobody in my family had really been snorkeling before.
Mm-hmm.
And as you know, I'm a certified diver.
You are a certified diver. Look at you.
So I was taking people out on snorkeling adventures.
Oh my gosh, look at that.
In the ocean. You know, I was teaching them a thing or two.
Yeah.
And the cool thing was Disney knows their audience.
Mm-hmm.
And they know if you're buying a Disney cruise, you're a Disney fan.
Mm-hmm.
So what they've done is on their private island out in the ocean, they've sunken purposely a bunch of Disney shit for you to go snorkel and see.
Wow.
Including ride vehicles from attractions that don't exist anymore.
Dude.
So like 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, the Nautilus ship that you used to go in, they have a sunken ride vehicle down there that you can go and see, which was dope as fuck.
That's pretty cool.
They got one of the elephants from Dumbo is down there. Then they got some other shit, like they purposely like sunk cannons and like treasure chests and shit. So like you're just out there snorkeling and there's fucking fish, swimming next to fucking Daisy Duck and some shit down there. And then cool thing was I saw some squid for the first time. I've never seen a squid in real life. Yeah, it was pretty dope. And that was a really cool fucking day. And then the last day, there was a lot of like, my daughter was real sad. She got emotional that she didn't want the vacation to be over.
Oh, no.
The boy was still not feeling well. Me, I'm like, we've been on the ship for a week. It's felt like 3 months.
Oh my goodness.
Like it just, and I think like you kind of got that with the Coed cruise. Like,
yeah,
after like day 2, you're kind of like, this is a lot.
It is
like
a
this
lot.
is
yeah,
it is a lot.
Yeah,
and to do it for 7 days.
Yeah.
Is a long fucking time. Like it really is. And so by the end, I was just like, I'm kind of ready.
Sure.
For this to be over. And I will say for the most part, like it was an incredible vacation, an incredible cruise. There were some things that weren't so great, obviously, but that's life.
But,
like
it happens.
You kind of make the best of it. And I would highly recommend a Disney cruise for anyone who's even remotely interested in Disney. If you're remotely interested in a fine dining experience or just kind of an enhanced experience, it's the way to go.
Okay.
If you have kids, it's 100% the way to go. But yeah, but you're gonna pay for it.
Sure.
That's for the goddamn truth.
Yeah.
So, there you have it.
Well, damn, we had some vacations. And I got more trips coming up here soon. So, but those are.
I know you're gonna have more road stories.
These
brother.
aren't. Well, yeah. I mean, like mine aren't necessarily like vacations. Like I gotta actually go on trips for work and stuff. So like I gotta be busy, and
right.
And I gotta be on my best behavior as well.
Well, you're the new guy. Like you're gonna have a little bit of a leash. You're gonna get a little leeway because you're the new guy. So
maybe we'll see what happens. I still don't really even know what to expect. I'll find out more tomorrow.
Come day one.
So I guess for coming up, so there will be no Wednesday show for this.
Right. This is the Wednesday.
This is the Wednesday show on Sunday. This is the Sunday Night Heat version. Don't be an asshole this week. We should be back to our regularly scheduled programming next week. But I would say stay tuned and stick around for some updates because you guys might be doing stuff later this week, as you know, maybe.
Yeah, so we have a board game in mind that we have to kind of figure out how to make work for the show, but we do plan on doing a board game date night this week.
Okay.
I will also be on Brute's podcast Friday, which I forget the name of it, but it's telling road stories, and I have a hell of a story
shooting from the hip.
that I'll be telling. Shooting from the hip, that's right.
Yeah.
That I'll be telling on that podcast, so be sure to tune in that on his Twitch channel on Friday.
Yes.
That I'll be on.
Yeah, and then I'm doing that at some point when my schedule stops, which
good luck with that, pal.
Middle of December by the time that happens.
Right.
So and like we've got other stuff sitting in the archives. Like I just been doing some streams as from the hip. Well, yeah, shooting from
the hip. There it is.
Pew pew. Fenton did it. So we got stuff in the archives. I've been doing some video game streams over the last couple of days because I've been trying to fill my quota, and I think I hit it. Hey. Be on the lookout for that. I'll be doing more when I get a chance. I think we're going to be looking to do another video game date night here real soon when our schedules allow it.
More restaurant work?
I don't know. We might change it up a bit. You know, Let's see what else is going on. I think we've got. I don't know what else planned. We're like this year is going to wrap up quick.
Brother, it's coming fast and hard.
I need to start planning.
I
need to start planning ahead. So for those watching, be sure to subscribe, ring that notification bell so you know each and every time that we go live, and be sure to follow us on Twitter at BrainWreckTV. And that's all I got for this week.
That is all I got. So for this week, so much for more. So you're all very lucky that we did this. Like this was. We were talking. We were coming back and forth. Like we gotta do something. I'm gonna forget all these stories.
I know.
Like CTE's a bitch. But for this week, I've been Jason X.
And I'm Kevin Graham.
And this has been your show.
Peace.